Well, that was a load of crap. Anyway, ready to get to the good stuff? Good, because here we go. Hey everyone, this is Daphne Tett. Remember back at Thanksgiving when we read some of my less desirable writing? Sadly. And remember also during the time we brought up some of my better writing? Yep. And remember when I promised you guys that we'd be reading some of that better writing for you? Technically no, it's not in my head, but it should be in the video somewhere. Well, since I'm back home for, reasons, we're gonna be reading some of that better writing now before I go back to college. Yay, I can't wait! Neither can I. So what order are we going in this time? Should we just go in chronological order like last time? That makes sense. Nina, since yours was written in 6th grade, you should go first. Yeah, you guys are gonna love this one. It's Daphne's first book, Common Child Spell, aka a shitty Fairly Odd Parents fanfiction. So I did kinda take a lot of inspiration from Fairly Odd Parents. You just took Fairly Odd Parents and changed the names to make it look different. Say what you want, it was the last thing she'd put this much commitment to in 3 years. She wrote 3 books, last I checked. The plan was 4. Just let Nina read, okay? Okay, here we go. This is put in a binder that Daphne's been keeping since kindergarten called Freaky Fiction. Look at that. It's her kindergarten writing. It's just so cute. And she'd always type these stories in 18-point font Times New Roman. But that's not what we're here for. I'm going to be reading the prologue and chapter 1 since that's all we have time for because Midas insists on keeping things short. Anyway, when I was born, the world rejoiced. 10 minutes later, it was plunged into a state of peril. Well, let's back it up. My name is Piccolo. Piccolo P. von Strangle. That's what the P stands for. But no, oops. Whoa, let's back it up. My name's Piccolo. Piccolo P. von Strangle. But the P stands for is so humiliated that if I dare to utter it, you get the picture. You may be asking why I chose to disguise myself as a human and go to human school. First of all, I want to be seen. A wizard's life is quite simple. We get assigned to a miserable child of the ages of 3 to 7, we accompany them for a few years, and when they're 14 to 17, we leave. Then we get a new assignment, and no one else knows we exist. Right now, we're with a boy named Tim Tomlin, who is now 12. In fact, if it wasn't for Tim, I wouldn't exist. The reason why is a long story having to do with skydiving, fireball burritos, and one of the world's wildest search parties. Tim is not only my godbrother, but he is also my best friend. He's the second reason I became Zeke Russo. Chapter 1. No! I yelled. Mom and I were arguing over which school I should go to. I wanted to go to human school with Tim. Mom wanted me to keep going to Spellementary school. I've been afraid of going there ever since it was almost sent to a black hole on the first day. Mom held up her end of the argument. You need to go to Spellementary school to learn to use your magic. Well, how am I supposed to learn my magic if I'm not using my wand yet? I told her just that. Good point, Mom said. That's when Tim came in. What's everyone good pointing about? Mom wants me to learn to use my magic, but I don't even have a wand, I said. And what's your end of the argument? Tim asked. I answered, I want to go to human school with you. Aw, that's sweet, Tim replied. Mom turned to Tim. Oh, no, she said assertively. We're not sending Piccolo to human school. He could blow his cover. Clever as I was, I used her logic against her. I could work on my disguising spells. You keep saying it's one of my weak spots. Okay, fine, Mom said. You can go to human school. It's not like my opinion matters. We spent the morning of kindergarten registration disguising Mom and Dad as ordinary humans. The reason I want to be seen is that we can't be seen. Blow our cover and boom, we're done. We have to get into disguise before we go into public. I think the hardest part was getting guts to steal Tim's mom's curling iron to curl Mom's hair. Carl DuPont sat at the long kindergarten registration table. It had been a long morning. Carl looked down at the list of names in front of him. It was full. Thank goodness it was full. Time to vamoose. That's when Cosmo and Wanda Russo walked through the door. When Wanda walked in, Carl's world stopped. Her light red curls bounced with each step. Her deep brown eyes looked at him. Snap out of it, Carl thought. You need to talk to this woman. Excuse me, Wanda told him. I'd like to register my son for kindergarten. What's his name, Carl asked. Cosmo was about to say something when Wanda slammed her hand over his mouth. He could have revealed his real name, Piccolo Poo von Strangle. His name is Ezekiel Keanu Russo, Wanda told Carl. She got everything down until the last question. Is he taking any medication? Well, Cosmo started until his mouth was once again slammed shut by Wanda's hand. He could Zeke's cover. No, Wanda said nervously. There's nothing strange. Okay then, he was about to put Zeke's name on the list when he remembered. He didn't want to disappoint this beautiful woman, but he had to tell her the news. Sorry, ma'am, but we're full, Carl said. Wanda lost it. You better register my son or I'm going to open that can of whipped cream on you, or however that saying goes. As Carl scribbled Zeke's name, he muttered, maybe you're not the one for me. Wanda slapped him in the face with a purse and said, Are you crazy? I'm a married woman. As soon as they arrived, they left. Who's she married to, Lana? The woman next to him asked. Probably the moron walking behind him, Carl answered. Are you crazy? Lana said. I think he's kind of cute. Well, that was a lot more underwhelming than I remembered. It gets better, I promise. We haven't even gotten to a holly jolly ice cream man, honorary classroom helper, cutting salami with a machete. How could I not remember? This book was violent. What got into you, 6th grade Daphne? I don't know, and to be honest, I'm really trying to get it back. Oh, so that's why Miitopia the animation is so edgy. But the violence in Common Child Spell is kinda senseless. At least in Miitopia the animation, they're fighting monsters that pose an actual threat. In this book, there's a scene where Piccolo accidentally steps on 15 kindergartner heads. Yeah, but I'd still give anything to write something like the Holly Jolly Ice Cream Man arc again. Which is why it's one of the stars of the Daphne Tett repertoire. Wait, did you just cut me off before I could shit all over this thing? Yeah, this video is called Reading Some of My Better Writing. I will go next since my piece was written in 8th grade. Oh, come on! Today for you, I will be reading Aggravation from Daphne's Assorted Stuff 3. Also known as Total Drama Island with the names changed. It did sort of turn into that. What did I just say, Judy? Alright, Metis, continue. I think I will. I will only be reading the first 3 entries. Or not 3, well, just the first few entries. The ones I deem fit. June 21st. Dear Diary, I'm going to use you to record my experience on the reality show Aggravation. It's a real honor to be on the first season. First, we all met at a pier at the edge of a lake. There were 5 speedboats waiting for us. The 25 of us were split in the boats, 5 each. I was in boat 3, along with Sarah, John, Wendy, and Bob. Wendy was really nice. She and I became friends fast. We talked about what we were going to do at camp. Who was going to host? What challenges will we be facing? Who do we want to be on a team with? We immediately decided each other. I also want to be with Garth, Rosina, or Tom W. After half an hour, we arrived at the island. We couldn't believe who was waiting for us. It was Anna Naruto and Mike O'Malley, the co-host of Little People Endurance. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Aggravation. I'm Anna, and this is Mike, and we will be your co-hosts, Anna said. Here you will stay at Camp Red Nasala and compete for the grand prize, $100,000. A wave of cheers swept the crowd. $100,000 is a lot to play for. Mike said, first things first, sorting you into teams. There are 5 teams, red, green, blue, purple, and yellowishy orange. To sort you guys, we have scattered 25 balls, 5 red, 5 orange, 5 green, 5 blue, and 5 purple. Your job is to grab one of them. Well, that seems easy. Ready? Anna asked. Ready, we all shouted. Anna and Mike stepped out of our way. They shouted, go! It was a mad rush for the balls. Within 30 seconds, Anna was calling the names of people who had grabbed a ball. Aiden's on red, Valerie's on purple, Wendy's on yellow. Wendy made it on the yellow team. Now I wanted to be on the yellow team. Or blue. Blue's my favorite color. I saw Sarah sneaking off towards a blue ball. The other girls and I ran after her and tackled her. Joseph's on blue! Sarah yelled, hey, you don't tackle a girl headed for a ball. I replied, and you don't stray from the crowd. Ever! We stood there staring at each other. I reached for the ball and picked it up. Lily joined Joseph on blue. I withdrew from the playing area and watched everyone else rush for the balls. Eventually the game ended. Along with me on the blue team are Joseph, who was on first, Bill P., Moira, and Tom W. Next, Anna showed us where our campsites are. Imagine that the camp is a flower. We are in the center, and each of the 6 campsites is a petal. Each team will get a petal. The entrance is marked by a banner with flags of the team's color. The blue campsite is at the northeast petal. This was the perfect time to set up camp as well as meet the rest of my team. I don't want Tom W. on my team as much as I did before. He's not that nice. I remember Anna saying there were 6 pedals, but there are only 5 teams. I developed a theory. There was a 6th team staying in the last pedal. When I presented this theory to my teammates, they all shook their heads. Joseph said, "No, there isn't." "How do you know?" I asked. "I told Mike," he said. He said that was the staff pedal. Or is it? I will close my entry here. There's going to be so much adventure tomorrow. Good night. Sincerely, Lily Hart. June 22nd. Dear Diary, I feel really bad for myself. Well, first, let me tell about my day. This morning, Anna had some very important news. She assembled at the center when she told us. First, we will be postponing our first real challenge until tomorrow for reasons you wouldn't understand. We all cheered. We had an extra day, all to ourselves. But, Anna continued, today we will have a challenge to help you determine which member of each team will leave tonight. I heard a lot of ahs. Said challenge will be this evening. You are dismissed. We all went to our campsites. I spent my free time reading my new book, Beginnings, and discussing with my teammates why the first challenge was postponed. I think it was because of bad weather. At the end of dinner, Anna said, our challenge will begin in just a few minutes. How about you guys hang outside while we get this place ready? We all went outside. About 10 minutes later, we were allowed back in. It was completely dark. Mike handed us each a glow stick based on our team color. Yes, it's dark in here, Anna said. It's part of the challenge. Each of you has a glow stick. Please wear it around your neck. That way your teammates can find you. Out here are 25 boxes. Each has one of your names on it in glow-in-the-dark paint. Your job is to find your box, get with your team, and use the contents of your boxes to build something amazing. Got it? We all replied, got it. Ready, set, go. We went out onto the floor, searching for our names. Before long, I found the name Lily on glowing blue letters. I picked up the box and started looking for someone else wearing a blue glow stick. At last I found Moira, who seemed to be as confused as I was. Once our team was together, we opened our boxes. We each got a bunch of tiny magnetic rocks. I had an idea. We would dump our boxes and stick all the rocks together. We were finished first. We spent the rest of our team watching Tilly and Aiden slap each other at the red team. Anna yelled, "Time's up," and turned on the lights. I jumped in my seat. The challenge was over. Anna and Mike went around the room inspecting everyone's magnetic rock creations. Our team got a nod of approval from Anna, while the red team got chewed out by Mike. When they were finished, Anna announced the winner. The winning team is no one. Everyone yelled, "What?" except John. He has practically no emotion. Anna said, this challenge was to help you determine which members of your team are holding you back. Go to your campsites, come up with 2 deadweight team members, and come back here for elimination. Back at the campsite, I nominated Tom W. because he's a jerkwad. Tom said if I wanted to call him a jerkwad, I better do it in the confessional outhouse. I didn't know there was a confessional outhouse, but now I do. We also nominated Bill P. Then came the inevitable elimination. The yellow team had just one nominee, Bobby. Anna just told him to get out. The purple team's nominees were Sarah and John. Sarah was eliminated for being annoying and mean. The red team nominated the 2 Bickersons, Tilly and Aiden. Tilly was eliminated by just a small margin. We vote on who leaves. Now it was the blue team's turn. Joseph nominated Tom W. and me. I was even voted off, but I said I am not leaving. I was just nominated unfairly. I did nothing. We were going to nominate Bill P. Rules are rules, Mike said. Now go. Nope, I replied defiantly. I don't care if I have to punch someone. I'm staying. Please go or I will call police, Anna said. Don't you dare call security. As Anna yelled security, I ran up to her and punched her in the face. Ow, Anna yelled. Then she said, who are you planning to nominate? Tom W. actually was eliminated. Tim from the green team was also eliminated for nominating Rosina for no reason. Now the guilt is starting to settle in. My teammates are avoiding me. I won't be surprised if they throw my stuff in the lake. Sincerely, Lily Hart. This is another one of those it gets better deals, isn't it? Of course, this is before we really got to know the characters. I mean, there are so many good ones. The arch rival Rosina, the love interest Pat, the actual best girl Moira, the traitor Wendy.
Whoa, Zoe, that's a spoiler.
All right, fine, I'm sorry. What I enjoyed about Aggravation is that you nearly finished it. And as we all know, commitment is something you used to have issues with. Also, even though you did use Total Drama Island as a model, you were actually able to create characters with consistent personalities. Also, Tasha was a bad ass. That too. Tasha is what redeemed this whole thing. Looks like someone has a favorite character. Okay, cool. Can we get to my part already? Alright then, Zoe, what is your part? Well, if you must know, it's a little story called A Lady Revanche. Aw, why didn't I go the goth route? You wanted to read Solomon Ty. Solomon Ty! Let's get to it! Why the computer? The phone is being used to film this as this is the only way to access it. Now, let's get going! So the only surviving copy of Lady Revanche is in this horror story anthology Daphne created called Fathoms of the Dark. She wrote a few stories for it right after she finished that Duke Tip class she was in, and then promptly never touched it again, but it still has this little gem. Let's get to it. Caitlin sat at the edge of the lake, her feet half submerged in water as she stared at the other side. Her husband was out of town for business, so she had decided to have a lakeside picnic with her brother Ted, her best friend Ruby, and her 2 children, Mason and Emily. For some reason, though, she was feeling quite out of it. She didn't want to spend any time with the others. She just wanted to sit and stare. Just then, someone appeared on the other side of the lake, directly in the center of Caitlin's vision. Caitlin squinted to get a better look at them. It was a woman in a long black dress with white dots and a black hood. Her skin was a snowy white, and she seemed to be staring too, just at a different point. Emily joined her mother at the edge. "What are you squinting at, Mommy?" she asked. "That lady on the other side," Caitlin replied as she pointed at the woman. "What lady?" "That woman over there," Caitlin said, "in the black dress." "I don't see a lady." Caitlin's eyes widened. She couldn't possibly be imagining this. "Mason, honey," she beckoned her son. "Could you come over here?" Mason joined his mother and sister. "What is it?" "Do you see a woman over there?" Caitlin said. "Yay tall, in a black dress." Mason almost immediately shook his head. Pretty soon Ted and Ruby were also at the edge. "What's all the hubbub about?" Ted asked. "Ted, Ruby, thank God you're here," Caitlin exclaimed, worried she was going crazy. "Tell me you see a woman in a black dress over there." "All right," Ted said. "I see a woman in a black dress over there." Really? Caitlin wasn't crazy. "No, I just said that because you told me to." Caitlin growled. Ted always was a pain in the neck. "What about you, Ruby? Do you see a woman over there?" Ruby stared for a few seconds. "Nope." "Why won't any of you believe me?" Caitlin shouted. "'Cause there's nothing over there," Ted said. You're just imagining things." "I'm not imagining things. There's someone over there." The other 4 backed away as Caitlin screamed and burst into tears. "There's someone over there. You have to believe me. She's tall and she's wearing a black dress and she has this pale white skin and—" "Oh, you poor thing," a voice said. The voice was sweet but cold like ice. "Not even the most important people in your life will listen to you." Caitlin looked up. The woman from across the lake was standing right next to her. She almost had a heart attack. "Who are you?" she asked. "Just a lady who cares," the lady replied. "You're Mrs. Simmons, I presume?" "You could just call me Caitlin," Caitlin said. Then she paused for a moment. "Wait, how do you know my name?" The lady's left eye glowed a light blue. "I know lots of things." "Well, what do you want?" Caitlin stood up. "I just want to help you get back at them." "Get back at them?" Caitlin said. "I hardly think I need to. Chances are we're all going to laugh about this tomorrow." "What if you're not?" the lady asked. "What if they keep avoiding you? What if your children no longer want to be around their possibly insane mother? Face it, if you don't fix this now, your life will be ruined." Caitlin hesitated for a moment. "If you insist," she said. "What's your price?" The lady placed her fingers on Caitlin's chest. "Just say 75% control of your body." 75% what? The lady punched Caitlin into the chest, except her fist went into Caitlin's body. She began to disintegrate into a cloud of black smoke. The smoke went into the lady's remaining arm, which soon disintegrated as well and went into Caitlin's body. "Now then," the lady's voice echoed inside Caitlin's head. "Let us begin our mission." "Wait, are you inside my head?" Caitlin said. "Let's not ask questions," the lady said. "Now, the first one we want is named Ted." And then there's like murder, 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 move on to the last paragraph. "Forgiven them?" All of a sudden, all of Caitlin's urges to kill Mason left her. Then Mason's left eye began blowing blue. He jumped off the couch and grabbed Caitlin by the neck. He pinned her to the ground and leaned in on his hands, pressing Caitlin's throat further and further shut. Then he began to speak, screech, in what sounded like 2 voices. The first was his own. The second sounded like the lady's, but instead of sounding like ice, it sounded like fire. "You coward! How dare you forgive them? When someone does you wrong, there's only one way to fix things, and that is with revenge. You are weak for not giving them what they deserve. By forgiving them, you have wronged me as well, and you shall pay the ultimate price." The end.
That was scary.
Of course, it's a horror story.
You should have told me first.
What, are you scared? I mean, she is our resident small bean. She gets scared easily. I wouldn't be surprised. You spooked your entire class with this story, didn't you, Daphne? I did. Just as a little backstory, I wrote this for my horror class at Duke Tip, and we all got to read our short stories for each other. And when I read this, the whole class just went silent. One girl even said, can we just stop it right here? And you weren't even last. There was just no topping you. Aw, thanks. We get it. She's good. What, you don't have anything left to make her feel bad about? Honey, I haven't even gotten started. Either way, it's a shame we don't have the time to let the audience experience the full experience. What? I can read the whole thing and post it in a separate video if that makes you happy. Yeah, whatever. Time to get to my story.
Is it scary?
Only if you're scared of angst. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for Daphne's second manga, Soul and Tai. You sure are excited about this. Yeah, you got a problem with that? If you can be a logical side that can feel things, I can be a negative side that can like things. Alright, are you gonna read the book or not? Alright, fine, just let me do it. I'm gonna stand right here so you can see the pictures. First chapter, baby. And now, live from Minohara Square, our special guest, Makoto Omori. Hey everyone, I'm Magic Makoto, and I'm gonna show you something you've never seen before. You getting this? I'm gonna assume you are. You, over there. Me? Yeah, you. What's your name? Tai? I'll need you to lie down right here, Tai-san. I'll need 4 others. Okay. Everyone, lift with your first 2 fingers. Freaking pages. Good, now everyone focus on Tai-san. Concentrate your mental energy on her. Use it to make her body lift and float. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. On the count of 3, let go. Flow, let go. 1, 2, is manga reads right to left. 3! Amazing! Wow, she's floating! Ready to go higher, Tai-san? Whoa! What are these illustrations? I love this thing, but seriously. And that's the trick. Ha 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 ha. I can't laugh. I thought this was the happiest day of my life. The next morning, ring, ring, ring. Heck, I hate mornings. Why does my neck itch? Well, I'll be going out with Reo today, so I have that going for me. Jeez, everything seems to be itching today. Keep your shirt on, Reo. I'm coming. Shoot, I can't scratch my leg in this skirt. I can't worry about that. I've got a fun day for me with Reo. And there's Reo, the woman, the legend. So, Tai-san, I saw you on TV yesterday afternoon. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Pretty cool. You were floating like 5 feet in the air. Oh, Reo-san, you're just mad because you weren't floating. This looks like our stop. Let's get off. Okay. Look who happened to be on the same train as us. Haku Matsumoto and Sanju Watanabe. Well, if it isn't Ishida and Yoshida. The name's Reo. These pages are so thick. Look, Yoshida-san, it's more formal to call people by their last name. Don't you want to be respected? In your dreams, Matsumoto. Hey, no one calls Senpai by his last name except for me. Senpai, isn't that what crazy schoolgirls call their boyfriends? You calling me a crazy schoolgirl? Yeah, what about it? I have half a mind to smack you. Not if I do it first. Stop! Tai-san, what's going on? Tai, what are you doing? Ah! So much screaming, you can hardly believe it. Oh wait, no, wrong way. What's happening to me? Lifts him up. Ah! Oh my god. Witch! Everyone's screaming, and now she's screaming. Everyone runs away, and she's screaming. Oh my god. So much screaming. Oh my god. Later. Sigh. What was that? One day I'm a normal girl, and the next I'm pushing people against walls without touching them. None of this would have happened if it weren't for Haku and Sanju. Damn you, Haku. Damn you, Sanju. Maybe that magic guy from yesterday can tell me what's going on. Now, what was his name again? Oh yeah, it was Makoto something. Real magic examiner. Hey everyone, the name is Makoto Omori, aka Magic Makoto. I've been blessed with magic powers at the age of 12, and now I'm on a mission to sell real magic to all of Japan. Now these aren't rinky-dink parlor tricks. This is real magic we're talking about. Pyrokinesis, telekinesis, clairvoyance, I do all. If you're interested in... No kidding. There's a number. If you have questions or concerns, please contact me at +814546256686 or makotoomori at magicmakoto.coke.jp. Note, if you are trying to accuse me of being a Satanist, don't even bother. Maybe I can call him. Should I really go through with this? I hope this works. Makoto Omori speaking. Hello, this is Tai Ishida. I was in your demonstration yesterday. Demonstration? You made me float on the news yesterday. Oh, Tai-san. What is it, Tai-san? Your magic might have a few side effects. Side effects? Like what? Well, I can move people just by moving my hand. Really? That sounds sarcastic. You know, have you seen anything on the news about a girl pushing 2 boys against a train using magic? That should be proof enough for you. No, but that does sound strange. Maybe you can visit me tomorrow so I can... wrong voice. Maybe you can visit me tomorrow so I can get a closer look. Oh, you don't really need to. You live in Yokohama, right? Yeah, but I live at Yamato Hikari Apartments in the 5th District. As for Andorina Suzuki, don't ask me why. Do I have to? It's a deal. Then see you tomorrow, Tai-san. I don't really want to visit Makoto, but it might be the only way to find out what's going on. I guess I will. To be continued. Well, that went nowhere. What's got you saying that? Well, I'm not shitting on it. This is amazing. This is only the first chapter. You should give it the benefit of the doubt. Isn't there a saying that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover? Well, if you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, then why'd you draw this cover and look at it? I mean, there's normal Tai, and then there's edgy Tai. I mean, this whole thing is an edgy masterpiece. Angsty sorcerers dressed in black, casting spells with pentagrams and daggers. There was only one pentagram. Yeah, 1 pentagram and a whole ton of angst. You even read through the trouble of drawing full-on transformation sequences. Hell, this is better than Bless This Child and Love Diary combined.
Love Diary wasn't that bad.
I mean, the illustrations were way better, and so was the writing. Of course, Daphne's never specialized in the cutesy. She specializes in the angst. My specialty is magic. And also the angst. That's why it's so amazing.
Oh, angst. That's why Captain Cuttlefish died.
You're never gonna forgive me for that, are you? Well, I guess we should just get to the wholesome life lesson. I know I've made a couple episodes about how you should stop deluding yourself and find your flaws, but you should also give yourself some credit. You might have your downs, but you also have your ups, and mine come in the forms of gothic demons murdering people and angsty magicians dressed in all black. It's just like the man, the legend Benjamin Fowl once said. Have the nicest day, because you're the nicest person. Awful quote. Oh, well, yeah, that's actually what it says. Well, thank you guys all for watching Daphne's Dissocs. I guess this is where we'll end the video. With Zoe. And Nina. And Negatron. Rotating around. Yeah. And Metis. Goodbye. That should be it. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in 2 weeks with another episode.